Every Friday we started rolling out this kaboom box, we call it, that a parent
made us.
Mr. Paul Kelly, DJ PK as I call him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He built this awesome rolling boom box and hook up some music, and we dance every Friday for about 4 or 5 minutes, sometimes longer, and the kids get a free pass to go into school late. And I like to say I get their energy out, but they probably go in crazy. But it is
All
fun.
pumped up.
Another teacher had started it for me when I couldn't be there on time, and I pulled in the parking lot and I could just see everybody dancing, and it was like, man, this is fun.
This is the Buffalo Community Podcast, all about the greatest small town in the USA, the people in it, and how it all works together. Here are your hosts, Tyler Reiss and Mark Benzer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the 112th episode of the Buffalo Community Podcast. I'm Tyler Reiss, your host, and sitting right next to me is my co-host, Mark Benzer, and we've got Alisa Lawaji in here and Joel Gilmer from STFX, St. Francis Xavier School. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Got one familiar face at the table here. Well, I guess technically three, but let's start with you, Alisa. Thanks for coming in. Introduce who you are.
All right, well, I'm Alisa Lawaji, and I get to be the principal at St. Francis Xavier School. I just finished my 10th year. Looking forward to year 11, hanging out with the students and the staff and the families of here of Buffalo and the neighboring communities. So,
Awesome.
Who are you?
My name's Joel Gilmer. I'm a Buffalo community member of going on 41 years, 42 actually, September 1st, I guess. And I'm the Dean of Students at St. Francis Xavier, and this is going to be my 10th year at St. Francis. So Les and I were just talking about that this morning. So I started the year after she did, and so we've got 10 years of experience together and some consistency there, which we've worked well together. And a lot of times we'll have morning meetings, and we end up talking about each other's family. We better get to school talk here. We're off track. So we've got I think we've got a really good relationship and connection, and same goal for our school.
yes.
So.
Yeah, we do see eye to eye on a lot of things and definitely have the same goals for our kids.
Cool.
Yeah.
So.
And those goals being?
We want to create well-rounded students. Not only are we looking at their academic progress at school, but we really want to make sure that they're becoming good students, good citizens. They have good character. They have good spiritual development. Our goal is to create future citizens of Buffalo that can lead and can do great things for their community.
Awesome. And also a little bit of a milestone year coming up for St. Francis Xavier.
Yes, this fall will be our 85th year of education here in Buffalo. So 85 years and going strong.
And we got two alumni here, right?
Yeah.
STFX alumni.
Boom.
Old school kids.
Yeah. The navy blue and baby blue days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was
At the old
definitely-
school, we were just talking about it when the St. Francis built our new building in 2006. Is that when we
Correct.
opened?
Yep.
And we moved out of town a little bit, and that's something we wanted to touch on, just that we are still here and strong. But yeah, Tyler and I went to the old school and used to try to kick the kickball over the post office fence. That was big time when you got to that.
You were the bomb. If you could hit the post office parking lot and say hi to Steve's mom. I graduated with Steve Sorensen. And and he could kick the kickball. I think you just want to say hi to his mom. But that was awesome. That barrier right there, and running the mile in like 100 yard by 100.
10 laps.
Exactly.
In that corner there by the fire department.
Exactly.
Well, that's in the fire where the new fire department is.
Yeah.
We ran a little lap there in the grass, but now it's a beautiful. New fire department.
So you guys are just located right on the edge of town.
Yes.
Right on the north side, just out by the new government center.
Correct.
And as summer progresses here, is enrollment still open? Are you still looking for people?
Yes, as long as we have empty seats, we will always take new students. So I have a couple tours scheduled last week, this week. Always looking to enroll. If you want to put your child in Catholic education, then we've got a place for you. We'd love to have you. So yes, registration is open, and especially in our preschool program. We have room for growth there as well. And I know families with preschoolers aren't always thinking back in January about preschool. So know that there's definitely opportunities for that. But yes, we're growing. Our enrollment is increasing every year. We'll have over 200 students in K through 8 this fall. So.
And Alisa, will you talk more about the preschool programs? We have a few options that I think are special to Buffalo, and you know better, so that's why you're here.
We have a lot of options for preschool. We have our 3-year-old program, which runs just 2 mornings a week, but then for our 4-year-olds going 5-year-olds, those in the year before kindergarten or getting ready for kindergarten, they can come half days, 3 days a week or 5 days a week, or they can come for a full day program, 3 days and 5 days a week, which isn't something you find in a lot of the other preschool programs in our community. But a great options for families, especially those who are working, to have your children in one place for an entire school day. And then we have before school care and after school care options. So.
Yeah. I'll comment on one if anybody's on the fence about doing that. Is what I really like about it are all those options. It's not a one-size-fits-all. It's we'll fit everybody how we can. Because I know sometimes days get long and, like, you don't have to be in daycare every single day. It's
right.
like you're popped in right there. And even the communication on what's happening at the school is that school-wide email goes out and saying, hey, what are your thoughts on this change coming up? We'd really appreciate your input and kind of, taking that into consideration instead of just like a top-down decision.
Right.
One can be the buses this fall.
Exactly.
On those
yes. With those
weird early releases.
Yes.
So.
Yes. But we really are partners with families in education. That's something that we really value, that we are your partner. And so that's where your feedback is important to us. Parents do have a say. They play an important role in the education of their children, and so we can't leave them out. And so we do want to hear from our families, what's working, what's not working, what will work better for you, and then how can we create that as a whole. And I think that helps to really feed into that family feel that we have at school.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand it until you experience it, but we really are a family. We're a village, and we've got each other's back. But I think part of that is that ability for parents to be able to give feedback to the school and to play such a key role in the decisions that are made.
Yep. And to feel like it's listened to.
Yes.
People love giving feedback.
Yes.
It just depends on how receptive people are about it.
Yes.
But I guess what are some things that you're looking forward to with the school in the next coming up school year, the summer? You've got the activity here. I mean, there's activities that kids can do.
Yeah,
they can be involved in sports.
Absolutely.
I'll start with this one since it's on my chest here. The STFX 5K Club was started up this year by one of our new staff members, Mrs. Leffingwell. She is an awesome. She's also doing. What's her other role? Marketing?
She's an enrollment manager, and so she does some of our marketing enrollment and then instructional support with the students.
Awesome. And so she started this 5K club, and they met 2 days a week, and they essentially were training for a 5K that they're going to run on Saturday, the 25th of June.
Like 5 days ago.
5 days ago.
When this comes out.
Yeah, they ran it last week.
Good job, kids.
And it was awesome. They all placed first place.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So we got these great shirts, and they're all going to wear their 5K club shirts and run, walk, do whatever as a team, as a school. So that's going to be an exciting event for them. And there's lots of different activities, and we kind of do like a sports program, but it's an intro sports. You were a baseball coach this year. Thank you for doing that. Or softball.
Both.
Nailed it.
And the shirt says ball. We could insert basketball, but it's not going to be any good.
We have different kind of little sports programs each season, and so kids have an opportunity to learn a little bit about it. It's just usually 1 or 2 days a week. And volunteer coaches, so parents are helping out with that. And then we do have a basketball program that we do play some other teams. We've started kind of a little conference of our own with Salem Lutheran in Hanover there.
That's an intense rivalry, I bet.
Well, yep. They bring St. John's Lutheran in that area, Corcoran. And then Waconia St. Joe is kind of the 4 schools we play. We play them each twice, once home, once away.
Very cool.
It's pretty fun and competitive, but not this 4th through 6th grade group of basketball players. So we got 4th graders that some are, very, very small, and some are, and then we got 6th graders. So there's a wide range of players on the team. And then Knowledge Bowl is also one of our more official activities, and that runs in the same Knowledge Bowl that Buffalo Community Middle School is in, and we host one of the best and biggest Knowledge Bowl
Yes, we do.
events.
We fill up right away.
Fill up right away. A lot of schools love it. We got special cookies
I
usually.
was going to say, it's Mrs. Ryan's
Yep.
cookies that do it. Homemade
sure.
cookies
Oh,
for
sure.
all the competitors.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know, that's a great, Mrs. Ryan is something, and our lunches and breakfasts, our meal program at St. Francis is amazing. I don't know if you want to share just, Mrs. Ryan makes great food, and she makes it for every kid in school, every kid with allergies or not full allergies, but what is it if you don't
Sensitivities.
Sensitivities,
She makes a lot of different, she'll make a menu item, and then she'll know every kid. And
She'll have the gluten-free version
Yep.
and the dairy-free version and the peanut-free version or whatever it may take. But yes, she's going to make sure that every student has the opportunity to eat hot lunch every day and to eat a lunch that's just like the other students. So a lot of inclusivity there.
Yeah,
But
I think we need Mrs. Ryan on the podcast.
Yeah.
You
Well,
should.
I don't think she'll do
What's
it.
she doing her own noon?
She's very comfortable in the kitchen.
Yeah, right.
And she does a great job. She makes our meals homemade as much as possible.
That's
so
awesome.
we're all a little spoiled.
Yeah.
So
Chef salads. She
Oh.
makes chef salads for all the staff anytime salads are on the menu. So you wouldn't think kids would be eating salads, but that's Clyde. I have a 4-year-old. He'll be 5 next week or so. He eats salad once in a while.
Who I believe has got his big old face on East on Highway 55.
East on Highway 55.
Out on
that's-
25. I
that's
saw
Clyde
the little
Gilmer.
cutie out there.
He's in the preschool program, which I was
Yeah.
going to talk about. He's in there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all day, and it is awesome. He's flourishing and having fun and, having friends, when you're, just getting into that, talking about friends at school and teachers and spelling your name and writing. He's doing all the stuff.
He's checking all the boxes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I love our teaching staff, our preschool teaching staff, as coworkers, but also I get to see them as, my son's teachers, and you can just see how much they love the kids and appreciate what they're doing and try to make everything as good as it can be for the kids and the staff, and it's just a really great program, and they put a lot of work into they have to check all these boxes and get all these licensures, and so they're doing a lot there. So
I'll make an observational comment
Okay.
about just that cohesiveness between the grades as well. Is you can see it anytime you go to the soccer fields or anything when there's like an open community, or like Buffalo Days was just recently.
Yes.
Is when a St. Francis kid sees another St. Francis kid, it was like they saw him for the first time, but they knew each other forever. It's
Yes.
like, oh, there's Josiah.
Yeah.
Josiah, my boys look up to an 8th grader.
Yes.
They're in 2nd grade, and that just, the buddy system, like going to mass. 5th grader partnered up with a.
The 5th graders partner with the kindergartners every
Kindergartners.
week for mass. Yes.
Yep. So they're sitting there, and it's just really cool, and it kind of creates that. Not generational, but grades of, when you're in kindergarten, a 5th grader looks like a man.
yeah,
Exactly.
I remember when I was in kindergarten.
Yes.
but just to see that they see that throughout the high school as well, when they get to see that. And another observational comment, and again, as a former Franny, is when that honor roll comes out, it is littered with St. Francis kids. And again, I'm bragging on it because I think it's awesome.
Yes.
But it's definitely really preparing them to excel in the public school, everything, and they're just doing really, really well.
Yes, our alumni do really, really well after they leave, and that's one of the things we're working for. We want them to not only have the academics, but they need to have the skills to succeed in the classroom, and that's a big piece of their success as they go. A lot of our grads go to Buffalo High School, so we can track their success there, and that honor roll is filled with them. I mean, our graduating class, the students who just graduated this a couple weeks ago, there were 19 that went over to Buffalo High School. More than half of them, 2/3 of that class, was on that presidential academic list.
Yeah.
They've represented really well, but they go to class, they know they have a job to do, and they do that. And they go and they study hard, and they work with their teachers, and they excel as leaders. They do stand out, Mr. Gilmer.
we have Hall of Famers, either Hall of Fame. You had Amanda Krinke on last year.
Yep. 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yep.
She's a former Franny, and Alyssa's daughter, Olivia,
Yeah.
she was a nominee this
Yep.
year in
Yep.
the Hall of Fame, and I mean,
We had two, I think, last year, so that were
they're
nominated
pretty,
as well.
Pretty standard to be in that Hall of Fame nominations, and the percentage on the honor roll, we vary from 83 to 92% in the last couple years, but I mean, that's pretty consistent, almost in the 90% of our graduating kids that go to St. Francis or go to BHS are in the honor roll, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And take on leadership roles too.
Absolutely.
Sports,
Student council,
yep.
captains of the sports teams. I hear that they have a lot of the sectional leaders in the band have come through St. Francis Xavier as well.
Theater and music.
Theater, music, yep. So
Good things happening. I'll kind of chime in on some of those things I've observed kind of as I've gone to just a couple grad parties this year. They've just kind of so happened to been St. Francis graduates that have gone on to graduate. And as much as there's that community amongst students, I mean, I think St. Francis does a really good job of bringing families, creating that family environment amongst the kids and the families. I mean, there's a very strong St. Francis family connection, like at these grad parties and stuff that, okay, Catholic Church, yep, okay, got it.
yes,
Lutheran.
No. We love you anyway.
I'm just kidding.
I think it's fantastic, and I'll bring it back to, you guys follow the Buffalo School District timeline,
Correct.
And the buses, and I know those are all some hurdles that some people think about, like, all right, well, I don't have time to drop them off every single day, or could they be in sports? Is you guys follow that calendar, and
Yes.
every time. So maybe
Yes.
talk a little bit about that, of some of those hurdles that
Yeah.
the public might be worried about.
Yeah, we do. We have a great partnership with Buffalo Public Schools. We're just another educational opportunity in our community, and I love that. I love that about the Buffalo community, that you have educational choices, and St. Francis Xavier School is one of them. You can choose to put your child in this Catholic school environment. But we use public school busing, so we, for the most part, follow the public school calendar for start time, end time, days on and days off. We, with a few exceptions, we take a break at Easter, those kind of things. For students who don't live in the Buffalo district that choose to come to St. Francis, the Trailblazer has been a great asset for transportation to and from school. So we have several families that use that as well. So thankful to have them here in Buffalo as well. And then we also have a great partnership with Buffalo Public for our 7th and 8th graders. They can participate in all of the sports activities that are offered through BCMS. And it's a great way for our students to get connected with the rest of the community. And then, as I said, most of these students are going on to Buffalo High School, so we get started there. So transportation's never really been an issue, whether you choose to drop off and pick up or not. But we have those great partnerships with Buffalo Public to provide opportunities for our students. So.
And I would imagine for the amount of people that have a high schooler at the high school and an elementary or middle school age kid, for families, it's important to have the same spring break.
Yes.
This, as opposed to staggering them, and
Exactly.
you can't make plans around that. So that's huge.
Yes.
What were you going to say,
I was
Joel?
going to share the shuttle buses too for sports.
Yes.
They come early if there's an early release for a sports game. They'll come pick them up, and then we do a daily shuttle. Roughly 3:10, they come and pick up the kids to head over to the school, because over to the middle school. We started doing a start end time as the same, kindergarten through 8th grade. This year, in the past, it's been K through 5 with the early start, and 6 through 8 would be that later start. And so we asked if we could do the one-time start, because that's a better fit for the whole. You got a kindergartner you got a elementary and middle schooler, so they got one drop time, one pickup time at St. Francis, which is nice. So there's that option for shuttle for the sports games. And
I never understood that staggering part.
Yeah.
I'm like,
there's research behind it.
I know
Yes.
that. There's
And it's what Buffalo Public does, and that's
Yeah.
what they need to do, and so we were following suit. But for us being all in one building, it is much better for us to have all of our students start and end at the same time. It creates better unity amongst our students, but even for our staff to have the opportunity to work with one another when they're on the same schedule, it's been a huge plus for us. So.
Yeah. I want to talk one more thing about the Frannies. The Franny's is, we talked a little bit about it back in episode, I don't know,
20 or
16 or
something.
something like 20. Is they're recognized awards that are given to, or the students earn them, but at, once a month at Mass, they're announced of, so-and-so wins this for, exemplifying this character. My favorite part about that is see not only the kid's face that wins it or earns it lit up, but all of their friends around of like, oh man, he got it. Did you see that? And just seeing that full support of
Yes.
like, oh my goodness, that's awesome. Not, there's no like jealousy. I was thinking of that Faith Hill video where Carrie Underwood won it and she's like, that's not happening in the
No.
crowd there. It's all of the kids are super excited about their friend winning this. So,
Yes.
and that's again with those characters. Can you talk a little bit
Yes,
about that?
that's your program, Joel.
Yeah, the Franny, we kind of have kind of changed it over the years to kind of turn into what it is now, the once a month award, kind of a student of the month type of deal. And the Franny it's an acronym for faith, respect, attitude, nice, noble, integrity, and excellence. And so each month, we start in October and end in May usually. It depends on, I'm going to get that system down. This year we're going to mark the date in the beginning of the year. So, so that first one is faith. So we try to, each teacher from each grade picks a student each month that kind of exemplifies that letter that we're focusing on, the first one being faith, and then, going forward to respect. And it just kind of, it's a great opportunity for a kid to get recognized, and it's a great thing for all the kids to kind of work for and remember. And it does come up, and for kids that are, that are working towards that. And even if a kid maybe doesn't get that award they're hoping to get, they hopefully they're raising their character up a notch, and eventually could earn that award. But it is kind of creating a atmosphere or culture of striving to do their best. So it's really been a cool thing. And like you said, since we started doing the handing them out at Mass, I think we found that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Because they get excited to see their friends win, to see who it is, and the parents find out that their child is winning before the child does, so that the parents have the opportunity to be there. And,
Oh, sure.
And so you can, as they start to figure it out, you see the kids scanning the crowd to see whose mom and dad is
When's
here.
Grandma and Grandpa here?
Yeah, it's starting to put all the pieces together, like, oh, maybe, but it is fun. I mean, you get cheers from the whole class from whoever won, and they've all done a really great job. Sometimes it's really hard to pick.
Yeah.
That's very fun.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Cool.
So,
Well, is there anything missing as we're kind of winding down here at the end of the episode? Or one final word that you'd like to tell all 250,000 listeners of ours?
Gosh, you guys are popular.
$250,000.
It went to $250,000 and it hasn't risen from there.
No, like from episode 1, it hasn't gone up.
No.
Right as we started talking, we were talking about just kind of our relationship that Alyssa and I have, and the relationship that we have with our families and students, and it really does feel like a family. It's a great place to work. I love working there, and I love seeing the kids come in, and they're mostly smiling and having fun, and you see them out in the community, and it's first it's that. You don't live at school, look,
Right.
and it's excited there, and then, but after, it's really just a great place to be and to work and live there, and it's kind of, a second. Most people do work quite a bit, so it being kind of like a second home, it's nice that it's such a great place to be. So, the staff, the coworkers that we have, and the kids, and it's really great. So,
If they're not smiling, they're smiling on a Flash Dance Friday. I can tell you that.
yes.
the Flash Dance Friday, that's how close out on we do.
Maybe we
that.
can show a little clip of a Flash Dance Friday.
Flash Dance
Yes.
Friday. Yeah, every Friday we started rolling out this kaboom box, we call it, that a parent
Parent made us.
that a
the
parent
kaboom
made
box.
us, Mr. Paul Kelly, DJ PK as I call him.
Yeah.
Yep.
He built this awesome rolling boom box and hook up some music, and we dance every Friday for about 4 or 5 minutes, sometimes longer, and the kids get a free pass to go into school late. And I like to say I get their energy out, but they probably go in crazy. But it is
All
fun.
pumped up.
Another teacher had started it for me when I couldn't be there on time, and I pulled in the parking lot and I could just see everybody dancing, and it was like, man, this is fun.
Cool.
Yes, so everybody's welcome to join us. Friday
Yes.
mornings, about 7:37,
Yep.
a dance party in front of the school
When
every
that third-
Friday.
When that third bus shows up, we hit play and we rock out for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the kids come running into school, but there's an energy about it that is
Yeah.
that is so fantastic. So you touched on what I was going to say too, Joel. I said my word would have been partnership, and it's that partnership, as I mentioned, between families and the school, but students and their teachers, and then amongst the teachers that I think is the key there, is that we all work together, we've all got each other's backs, and we all want the very best for everybody. So.
And if they're interested in learning more about, how do they get a hold of you?
Just call the school office, 763-489-9228, and we'll take it from there. Send me an email, but check out our Facebook page. We keep that fairly updated with upcoming events, and yeah, we'd love to hear from anybody. If this is the school for you, then we want to hear, and we'll find a place for you.
Perfect.
So.
For the Buffalo Community Podcast, I'm Tyler Reiss.
I'm Mark Benzer.
Joel Gilmer.
And Alisa Lawaji.
Thanks for listening to the Buffalo Community Podcast, produced by Edlund Media. You can find us on Facebook and YouTube, as well as anywhere you listen to podcasts.